Hey guys, so in front of me I've got this '08 Ranger XL. This is only going to be a short video just of its driving impressions, as I've already got a review of an '05 Edge with the V6. Only reason why I'm doing this one is because it's got the 2.3 four-cylinder. So this is only going to be a video of its driving impressions. You can see in the back, very little's different, just that this is a regular cab as opposed to the Edge, which was an extended cab. And a quick look at this interior. It is identical. The seats and everything. I think even the steering wheel. The familiar sounding 2.3 liter four-cylinder. Amazingly, it's not much of a horsepower difference between the 3-liter Vulcan V6. Biggest difference is the torque. But yeah, these 2.3 four-cylinders, they were very solid engines. But quickly, I'll talk about this truck. So this is an XL, so it should be a base work truck, but it does have a few extra things, such as the cruise control. It actually has a radio with a CD player and aux jack. And 4 speakers. These did not all come with 4 speakers. Normally it only had 2 on the doors. And that's about it. This is not an originally wrapped leather wrap steering wheel, but this does look good. And a look at this buzzy 2.3 liter four-cylinder. Ford basically used this engine in just about everything that offered four-banger back in these days, such as the Fusion, same 2.3 liter, and even the Focus. It was just a slightly lower displacement. I think it was just a 2 liter. Very reliable engines. Typically they outlive the cars that they were in. And this served as the foundation of Ford's current EcoBoost engines. Amazingly, there's not really much of a horsepower difference between this and the 3-liter Vulcan. This makes, I believe, 143, and the Vulcan made 148 horsepower. The biggest difference was torque. This made 154, while the Vulcan made, I think, around 180, and at lower RPM. So when it comes to pulling heavier loads, you'd probably want the Vulcan, but for most folks, this little four-banger will suffice. She just gets up and goes. It does not feel slow. If anything, it has a more eager feeling than the Vulcan. This engine just loves to rev. The Vulcan, I think those had, like a 5,000 RPM rev limit, so not a whole lot more breathing room in the higher revs. But in day-to-day driving, this 2.3 is beyond sufficient. In '09, they took out the Vulcan as it wasn't any longer used in anything else, and this 2.3 pretty much took its place. And I guess it was a smart move, because really there was just no point for the 3-liter anymore. If you're not pulling any loads from a dead stop, I don't think there's really much of a difference at all, doing a 0 to 60. Now, yeah, the Vulcan does make more torque and at lower RPM, and there's not much of a horsepower difference, but that engine does weigh a little bit more, and this four-cylinder weighs less, so it kind of compensates. Now, if you got more passengers and you're pulling stuff in your bed or pulling, I don't know, a small trailer, then the Vulcan will clearly have the edge. That little bit of extra torque will come in handy. I would still prefer that engine over this one, just out of the fact that, the Vulcan's a tried and true engine. It's been around since the 80s. Parts are cheap. It's easy to rebuild. And I prefer an engine that doesn't sound so buzzy. I've never been a fan of the sound and feel of most 4-cylinders. I've been in 4-bangers where they buzz so much that it makes your ears tingle. Now, comparing to, say, a Colorado 4-cylinder version, this is the smoother engine, but it makes less power because the Colorado's 4-cylinder, the base 4-cylinder, is huge. It's, I think, 2.9, 2.8, or 2.7. Regardless, it's a huge 4-cylinder. So huge that when you crank them on, the car judders up and down by how big it is. And it's a rough sounding engine. It's just feels so unrefined compared to the 5-cylinder. But this has a far smoother feel despite all the buzziness that I keep talking about. Yeah, guys, that's pretty much all I wanted to show off in this video, was just to compare the 4-cylinder versus the Vulcan found in that 05 Edge that I reviewed not too long ago. And yeah, to sum it up, this is a great engine. You won't go wrong with the 2.3. If you don't plan on doing any towing or anything of that sort, and this is just going to be a truck that you'll just, I don't know, get random crap at Home Depot once in a while, nothing that'll be heavy, then this 2.3 will serve all of your purposes. It's beyond sufficient for most people. And if you do intend on towing, then look into the 3-liter Vulcan, and if you're brave and absolutely need to have a Ranger with the most powerful engine, then the 4-liter SOC engine will be your best bet. But really, it's not all that necessary to go all out with that 4-liter. So anyways, guys, thanks for watching again, and stay tuned.